mention. Okay. So what is encoder? The encoder is a kind of network that encodes. Okay. In this network, you can understand that uh, this is a neural network. So that is obtained or extract features from given input data. It reads the input sequence, okay, and summarizes the information in something called internal state vector. Okay, it will convert all the uh, sequence of text, and one by one all the uh, words will be converted into a numerical table. Okay, and that numerical numbers 101, how much frequency if we are processing the whole text. So each word has some frequency, and that frequency is calculated and noted under a table, and the column will be the word name. Okay. So it will create a vector, or you can say context vector. In this case of the LSTM network, these are called the hidden state and cell state vectors. We usually discard the output of the encoder. Okay, which words are not important? So in the encoder part, there are two types of neural network which are working for um, back propagation and forward propagation. So encoder works for using forward propagation, and the decoder will work back propagation. So they have some three cell creating a short-term memory. Okay. So in this encoder, we will process only those words which are important for predicting the context, okay, or the answer of whatever the question asked. So encoder and only preserve the internal states. This context vectors aims to contain all the information for all input elements to help the decoder make accurate prediction. Okay, so the discard part, we have to remove those words under the encoder architecture, and then decoder are getting only those words which are important for predicting the answer. The hidden and cell state of the network is passed along to the decoder as input. Okay, cell state, this plus is the cell state. Okay, so they are connecting two words and uh, two cells for processing, and then one cell for feed forward. Okay, so it will just check in the cell that which word is important or not according to the some weights. So it will pass through the network along, and decoder will get input, and then decoder that something for decodes, interpret the context vector. It will convert the uh, actual word which will redirect to the table. Okay, where some detail wise uh, context or the text are uh, generated, and if the search keyword are matching with the table content, so it will be combined and just processed fastly. Okay, as an output to the user. So interpret decodes interpret the context vector obtained from the encoder. The context vector of the encoder's final cell is input. Encoder's final cell is input to the first cell of the decoder network. So in this context vector, whatever the important text or the word are there, So it will calculate the frequency and how much which word is coming frequently. So the related uh, context table will be hit, and then it will search for the whole theory, uh, whatever uh, which is trained, uh, which is maintained in the database for training purpose. So it will use those text and process which will be are matching and how much will be the probability for calculating the output. Okay, so using this initial state, decoder starts generating the output sequence. Okay, and these outputs are also taken into consideration for future prediction. Okay, so this output will be stored if the user will satisfied with the answer. So it will be as a reference. It will be stored. Okay, because if another time someone is asking same question, so it will just pick uh, fetch from the database and just uh, provide to the customer. Sorry, for the user. So a stack of several LSTM units. Stack means just as you can understand that we are storing something uh, one above the one. Okay, so one, two, three, four, just like we are arranging in the top level. So the stack of several LSTM unit, that means three units, input cell, output cell, and uh, current cell. So it will create a short-term memory, and all the LSTM will be in a stack. So it will one by one it will discard the those words which is not important, and it's just filtering for filtering purpose, because we have a large text, 2 3 lines of word, and we have to pick only 2 to 3 words. Okay, which is the which is very important for defining the context, in which context you are asking the questions. Okay, just like if we do not look in this decoder word, if we'll take from A to network, so to, along, the, and this is not related for any context. Okay, these are for grammatical rules. We have to focus only on decoder and encoder. So this type of word, okay, which is processed, and one by one it will be removed. Just like something, that, context, obtained. These are not important. These are verb. Okay, and it may be noun, preposition, conjunction, the grammar's rules. Okay, so if we want to process fastly, so we have to just pick those, process those words, those parameters, which is important for processing the next text. Okay, for predicting, because we have to put only 2 3 or maybe up to 5 or 6 words. Okay, because uh, each word will be processed one by one, and it will take that in what context. Okay, even decoder can be work in the networking side also. So at what, if you are searching in chat gpt what is encoder decoder, so how a chat gpt can understand that you are asking with the context of AI, not a network related. Okay, in a mobile network there is also encoding decoding technique. In cyber security there is also encoding decoding techniques. Okay, so in multiple things, if in a language translation there is also encoder decoder. So at what context you are asking, you have to mention, otherwise it will confuse. You will not get a good output from the AI model, LSTM model. So if we are processing a large text, so all the text will be processed for a particular words will be processed to the decoders. Okay, then decoder will use those context vector that how many times us if in this whole text decoder and vector context are repeating much more time. If this text are related to the decoder, so decoder will be the will will be the high frequency. Okay, you understand? So that means 4, 5, or maybe 6 times, 8 times, which will be the mostly used in the text. That means the user are uh, asking for a particular word. So the only decoder will be processed through the encoder to as an input into the decoder model. Okay, then decoder will start reading from a trainable data. So in the trainable data, what is the what is where is the decoder uh, param is available? So related to the context against the decoder, what are the text are available? So they are start processing one by one and get the probability that which text is important for prediction. That means we have to provide to the user. Okay, so this is the process of from encoders to decoder, and then uh, stack of several LSTM units is predict an output. Say y hat. Only y is the actual prediction, and y hat means we have uh, uh, predicted y. Okay, actual y and predicted y. Actual y means what data we have used for training, and when we testing our model, so y hat will be the predicted y. Okay, which is predicted y at a time step, or you can say time stamp. Okay, each recurrent unit accepts a hidden state from the previous unit and produces an output as well as its own hidden state to pass along the further network. Just like this, if these states, these cells are for encoder, and this is for a single circle of the neural network of the hidden layer. Okay, so first will be the input cell, then another hidden layer, and this will be the output. Okay, so these three cell are working as a short-term memory, and if it is a long uh, neural network, so three cell are creating a long short-term memory. Okay, and then only those words which is important, it will be processed as an input to the decoder model. Okay, so this is NLU, natural language understanding. This is NLG, natural language generating, like GPT model, generative pre-trained model. So how are you? You had put it three parameters, and if it is repeated, so one bag of words table will be created and the frequency will be calculated. So if uh, you are getting only no repeating frequency, so what are the type of closing statement? That means what? So what question marks? It means this context is related for asking something, questioning something. Okay. Then the meaning of you are, which is noun, which is so this type of thing will be calculated as per the grammar rule, and then it will be converted just like that. I am good. Okay. So all are connected and just concatenated again and again, because in text format we have to connect all the text word, then it will be the meaningful text. Okay, So one by one we have to concatenating all the text. Okay.